All right. I've wanted to create this channel for a long time, and I'm finally doing it. It's going to be all about Baba, of course. And what better way to start off and give that real essence, sort of the quintessence of Baba's teaching, is to read a little poem that he wrote. It said, "Some seek money, some seek name, some seek power. Some seek fame, some want children, few want God. Life is a joke, and all is a game." And then Baba explained that the use of the word seek in the couplet, but one seeks with all one's heart gets. When you say you sought and did not find, it means you did not seek as you ought to have sought. When God is found, if sought, why then should you not get the trifles you seek, if you seek them wholeheartedly? And then it's said, if you carry your whole life in the palm of your hand, you can enter the path of divine love. If you say, I want to see God, it means you want to become God. It is like an ant saying, I want to become an elephant. It's all a game. The whole world is a show. And he's the only reality. That's it. There's really nothing else that's important other than him. But he did say, what was important, how to act in the world, and how to bring forward what is behind in some sense, how to live a spiritual life really in the world. So he read out the 7 realities, and in this video I just want to go over one of them. Start with one. I'll read it to you. The only real existence is that of the one and only God, who is the self in every finite self. I'll read that again. The only real existence is that of the one and only God, who is the self in every finite self. I could let that sink in. I feel that's it. That's the quintessence of it all. The only real existence is that of the one and the only God, who is the self in every finite self. I mean, just try to wrap your head around that. Every finite self? What does he mean by self? Every finite self. Does that mean every plant, every insect, every being, all beings? And it's the God who is inside of each and every one of them? And that God inside of all of them is the only one that is real, that God. Yeah, and Baba spoke highly of Saint Francis of Assisi, and I think he had some quote about that as well, just how God is all-encompassing, yet all do not encompass him. God is all-encompassing, yet all does not encompass him. And I just remember that struck for me, that said it to me, that God is that. And this feels like the same, it's just the only real existence is that one quintessence of him, of God. who is the self, who is the self inside of the self. And it's interesting, it says, first of all, one is capitalized. So the only real existence capitalized is that of the one capitalized, and only God capitalized, who capitalized is the self capitalized in every finite self. And the self is not capitalized. Baba had a way of capitalizing the big words, like the words that mean the Almighty, I guess, or something more meaningful, something bigger. Yeah, I mean, for me, that just says it all. That says that it gives the meaning. It gives the truth of it all. That nothing has any value. Nothing is nothing. Nothing will. It's all an illusion. It's all a game. And the only reality in it is the same one and only God in all of them. It's the same self in all of them. And, I should read this before he says, Meher Baba made it clear that his teaching gives no importance to creed, dogma, caste, or performance of religious ceremonies and rites, but does give importance to the understanding of the following 7 realities. So these 7 realities are like the quintessence of Baba's, what his incarnation was to us as a people, as a humanity. So that one, and it just starts out with just such a clear, that's the self. We're talking about existence here. Existence. We're not, it's like the only real existence. To exist. You might feel it into your body, like, what is it to exist? I exist. You say, well, but so he's saying that the only real existence is that of the one and only God, who is the self in every finite self. Even you saying, I exist. In a sense, is God saying I exist. The one and only that comes in all the myriad of forms is saying I exist, whether it's making a chirping noise or a cricketing noise, is the only real existence is God. And it's in everybody. Everybody exists as God. But I guess that would also mean nobody exists other than God. If you were to make it really binary, you could say, well, then the shade, the color, the hue, the personality, this, that, doesn't exist. All of it's just a kind of a drama, a show, a Leela dance. It's this way, that way. And then on the other side, you have the self. It is dancing. That it is dancing. How it's dancing doesn't seem to. It's not important. It's not important. It's not the real existence. This is not the real existence. How or what or it's not important. It's just not real. I say important. Well, if it's not real, then why would it be important? So, and to say, like, how are we embodying these truths? How are we bringing them into our, because it's like, yeah, words, intellect, blah, blah, go about your life. Okay. And then, but how do I apply that? How do I bring that into my world of the only real existence is the one and the only God who lives in the self of every finite self? How do I bring that in? How do I see from and to the same self? Can I even do that? Do I even have the endowment to see the self in every self as the self? Can I do that? Is that me? Who, me? No, no, I can't. I cannot. I often used to say, I can't do it alone, Baba. I can't do it alone. I need your help. And thank God thank him. I'm grateful that he left so much for us. And with these realities and with everything and all of his message, it's just been immensely helpful for me to have him in my life. So I feel blessed to be able to even share this with you. And I hope you got something out of it. And yeah, tune into the next one. That's how this channel is going to go. Of course, subscribe and like, and let's share it, and let's make it big. Let's spread it. Yeah. Jai Baba.